r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. Men of Reddit. What's the hardest thing to explain to women? Sometimes I'm not in an emotional or mental state to be ready for the bedroom. I need romance to get me there sometimes too. When you ask me how my day was or what I did today, nothing in my day usually stands out as special. So I just don't remember. I usually don't remember what I do. I just live. I'm seriously not checking you out every time you walk by in the office. I turn my head for damn near everything that enters my periphery. You're really not that special. This makes me so ducking self-conscious in the gym. Every time someone walks past I look. Especially in the mirrors, and I always catch the eye of a girl probably thinking I'm checking her out. I really don't want to be seen as that creepy guy making girls at the gym uncomfortable. It's literally the last thing I'm thinking about. When we say we need time or space, that's exactly what we need. It's not code for you need to try harder. Had an ex who would keep pushing me to talk when I got angry about something. I just wanted some time to cool off before having a discussion about it. One of the reasons she's an ex. My wife now is fantastic. We understand each other, and when it's best to just shut up and let things settle. More often than not we realize the reason for getting grumpy in the first place is trivial and we get over it. The concept of post-nut clarity and the related power your boner has over you. Men. Am I alone in knowing that you shouldn't text any woman if you're horny jerking off? We appreciate women making the first move. Making the first move feels like stepping on eggshells. That sometimes we need personal space, and it has nothing to do with our opinion of you. Definitely. When I first moved in with this girl, she wasn't working and I was. So, every day I would be up at 6 AM to go to work. And then back late on an evening to find her brother, her friends, all sitting around the living room and all wanting to talk to me. Like, sod off. I just got in from work. Can I have 5 minutes alone to just reset myself? Alone time is great and everyone should have at least 30 minutes of it daily. Sometimes an erection just happens. We don't control the thing. It's a physical response that could literally be from nothing. I accidentally walked into a door the other day and I got rock hard. Sometimes, this is me personally, so I can't say it's common. The struggle not to share emotions isn't as much the worry of backlash from society or friends, etc. It's more just a conflict within ourselves to verbalize and come out with it. I trust my friends with respecting how I feel. I just can't get it out because I'm fighting myself. Edit. I'm glad this has helped some people focus a general feeling into a somewhat coherent thought. I hope someday we all can climb out of this better people. Well, sometimes I want to express my feelings and the maximum thing I can get out of it is 2 sentences. Sometimes I'm just horny. But, in a committed relationship, sometimes I'll look at you and I'm just so in love that I want to be as close and intimate with you as I can. Which is sex. My ex and I had different love languages. And she would worry that I don't love her as much as she loves me, which was just crazy because I was head over heels for her at all times. Trying to explain that really close, lovey sex was one of the ways I showed her exactly how deeply I was in love with her. But she didn't get it. When we say we don't care, we really don't care. Yes, we can have an opinion on something. But when we say we don't care, that means our opinion isn't strong enough to sway us either way on something. I learned to say I don't have a preference. That always seems to come across better. Pee at an angle. Or the vaunted split stream, usually post-erection. That I am simply not clairvoyant. You need to tell me what it is you really want. If you're disappointed in something, say so. I can take it, as long as it's not number 1. 3. This dilemma. If I ask you what's wrong, and you say nothing, am I supposed to believe you or call you a liar? I don't always want to be the one that initiates sex. It makes me feel like a creep. It doesn't necessarily make me feel like a creep, but it makes me think the girl doesn't actually want sex most of the time. When a girl does ask for sex or initiates it in her own way, It makes it so much more fun for me and takes out a lot of the anxiety and stress that sometimes surrounds sex in a relationship, because it really does feel like a two-sided give and receive situation. I really want to see if we'll get along well enough to date, but I'm horrible at maintaining a conversation without being too safe or too out there. Edit. Award speech edit type beat. I'm just horrible at maintaining conversations at all. How much compliments mean to us? It's a different type of happy when a guy gets complimented. I got like 3 real compliments from people that I take at least a little seriously. Oh, and speaking of compliments, I like your name. Edit. 4 compliments. Edit 2. 5 holy moly. Edit 3. OMG, so many compliments. My anxiety might even let me sleep tonight. As much as we're seen as sex-crazed pigs, we talk so little about women when we get together for drinks or something like that. And when we do, the topic doesn't last long. Literally can't even remember when was the last time me and my best bud talked about women. We're both single too. Just usually talking about our old friends from school and what they're doing. Cars. Our jobs. Sport. Or politics occasionally. That the reason I shake the gas pump the amount of time I do after I finish pumping gas is the same reason I shake my dong after I pee. It's just good sense. Too clean for the hamper. Too dirty for the drawer. That's why I put my cargo shorts on the floor. Edit. Row. This blew up overnight. Thank you, Anon, for my first silver. I have a spot in the closet hidden from my wonderful but short wife where pants go for further use. It's okay to just tell me where you want to eat. That just because I'm quiet in your presence doesn't mean I'm upset. Just means I'm either tired, don't have anything to say, or I'm thinking about something. Yay dude, I feel this one. My default state is sitting quietly. My roommate however feels the need to fill every silence she encounters with words. I think that she interprets my quietness as me not wanting to talk to her, when in reality I just have nothing to say at the moment. We're still a human, so that means we have feelings too. So please take care when choosing your words when you're arguing with us. My ex would say horrible things when fighting, then wonder why I was not in the mood to duck her for a few days afterwards. Seriously. I have learned to hate teachers that would teach the sticks and stones rhyme, because the truth is stick and stones can break bones and harsh words will ducking destroy your self-esteem for years, requiring mental counseling, and even then you might never heal. Sometimes we could use a hug. Or at least a high five. The feeling of getting kicked in the nuts or straight up right in the shaft that immobilizes you and leaves you in fetal position with the feeling of needing to throw up while at the same time having sharp radiating pain from your a-hole through your neck. Edit. Guess I can kind of explain it. Also, it's a delayed reaction. You only start to feel real pain in about 5 seconds. That just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't care. I've had women talk to me about guys losing their hair. He's a guy so he doesn't care. I know a lot of guys who hate being bald or the fact that they are balding and their hair is thinning and hairline is receding. This idea that we don't care or don't care about our looks because we are a guy is ridiculous. I really hate how much hair I've lost. I mean, daily. Multiple times a day. The specifics of nod code. It's easy to say up if you know them. Down if you don't, but the exact meaning of the downward nod is hard to translate. It's seeing them, acknowledging them, and saying that neither of us have any issue with each other. A nod up is like a question, what's up? How's it going? A nod down is like a statement, I acknowledge you. I have to constantly explain to my wife why my 2-year-old son is obsessed with his penis. I have to explain why he always wants to touch it and grab it when his diaper is off. She will never understand why our baby and his father share this habit. Edit. It seems I should have worded this a little differently. Oh, this made me laugh. I'm a mom and a grandmother, and boys are obsessed with ensuring A. that their penis is still there. B. amazed at how far they can stretch it. C. why does it get hard like that? D. I love my penis. Look at my penis. Best toy ever. So eventually you have to tell them it is okay to love your penis and touch it and admire it, but you really cannot play with it so much out in public. Other people think it's weird. But they still do. I guess they learned the guy tricks to penis adjustment. Eventually. Why I don't know what the duck my best friend is up to in life even after hanging out with him all day. Why my husband bothers telling me information about our friends is the world's greatest mystery. Corey is moving apparently where to? IDK but like. Moving out of the city? Did he get a job somewhere? When's he leaving? IDK he just said he's moving. Why we bottle our emotions up? This. My wife and I lost a dog in our second year of marriage. He was sick for a month and she was crying softly about it on a daily basis. I was extremely sad, but never cried. Then when they took him away at the vet's office I cried loudly and uncontrollably for what felt like an hour. Probably realistically like 45 seconds though, and just couldn't calm myself down. In the car she said, "You know if you didn't bottle it up and let it out a little at a time you wouldn't get like that." What she didn't understand at that moment is that for a lot of men, we don't have that middle ground of crying. It's either nothing or everything. A lot of us never learned how to cry in a semi-controlled manner because we never saw a man do that when we were young. I'm 40 years old and I've never seen my father cry. Not at any of our weddings. Not at his parents' funerals. Nothing. In other words, I've never had that subconscious model of how a man is supposed to cry. And don't have any practice at it. When I try to make myself cry, I can't. Whereas my wife can watch any commercial with sick animals, cry quietly for 5 seconds and then be done with it. That men can sit for hours talking and talk about nothing. And it is really okay to interrupt us from talking for hours about things that we seem to understand but really have no freaking clue whatsoever. We will likely to pick it up again next weekend and continue our discussion. Very often, we say something at its face value with no double meaning or alternative meaning behind it. It's women who ask me, "What did you mean when you said that?" I asked exactly what I meant. If wanted to state it differently, I would have done so. This will probably get lost amongst all the comments. I think it is hard to explain to my wife how much I love her and the kids. I feel like words are not enough and I work a lot but I wish my feelings could just be transferred so she understands. That emotional state of meh. You're not great. You're not terrible. Just meh. Nothing is really wrong. You're just not really feeling it. For some reason. Some folks interpret this as pissed off. They then continue to ask why are you so mad? Despite you answering against this. They keep asking until you actually get annoyed and angry. A lot of us aren't great at picking up hints. Edit. Thanks for the silver. The problem is that after years of male and female friends telling me things were hints, and then following up on them only to discover that they weren't, I've just given up on hints. The problem with a hint is that if it's subtle enough to be a hint, then it might not actually be anything at all. An itch on my dong is way worse than an itch anywhere else. An itching dong on a children's playground is one of life's worst pranks. We'd love to be able to share what is really on our minds, sexual and non-sexual and every topic and viewpoint under the sun. Except we're afraid of the relationship consequences. I find myself in this situation too, which I see it as a bad match. If I can't share everything I'm thinking about without an argument or even an agree to disagree situation, it's not a good relationship. No. You do not have superpowers that give you the ability to read my mind. Hearing you think makes my skin crawl. I feel this one. I have a friend who constantly assumes she knows what I'm thinking or how I feel about something based on one or two offhand comments I've made about the subject. And it's always way off. I can only imagine what kind of mental picture she has of me based on her own projections and assumptions. Most of us don't get complimented, so if you do give us one, we'll remember it forever. One time after getting a haircut and wearing a rather nice new outfit, I was shopping at Target. The 5-foot-tall middle-aged Hispanic sheikah smiled and said, "You look like a moodle." I blushed and stuttered out a thank you. This was like 5 years ago. For reference, I do not know have I ever looked like a model. You can pop a boner without being aroused. You can get a boner even when you are nervous. Heck. Sometimes I can't get a boner when I'm aroused. And sometimes I get one because I'm hungry. Sometimes I'll get a boner due to boredom. Like my body just senses it and goes, here buddy. Play with this. Boners are weird. That we don't know every detail about everyone else in my life. When I mention I hung out with someone, my mom will ask my what their wife does for a living and can't understand that it didn't come up in conversation. You know. I remember telling my mom about my first crush in junior high. And she started asking questions about the girl's eye color and hair, and I'm really awkwardly saying I don't know, and meanwhile my internal monologue is something like, oh, I don't know any of this. Should I know these things? Am I dumb because I don't know these things? I just thought she was cute and fun to be around. Lol. Ducking like and subscribe.